Welcome, one and all, to another episode of We Talk Combat. So we talk all things combat sports and sports entertainment. I am 1/4 of your host, King. I'll let you guys know why I'm laughing in a second. But if you're new around here, y'all, we are the best, brightest, and blackest YouTube's combat review show there is. Actually, review show anywhere there is. We appreciate you being around here. Do us a quick favor. That's right. That fist all the time. Do us a big favor and hit that subscribe button down by BA's left shoulder somewhere down there. If you're new, hit the like button. Let us know that you like this and let other folks know you like this type of content as well. By hitting that button, also hit the notification bell as well so that you guys are always in the new of when we drop this fire content that you might like. Travis, I do not have my headphones on. Did you notice that? No, I forgot my headphones. So that's why I was laughing at the beginning of the show. But we normally talk about WWE and all different combat sports and all around here. BA don't have his on either. Oh, look at him showing off. But and all that type of stuff. But he say you're not going to do it without it today.
Living reckless over here.
Exactly.
Y'all live
yours are to your right, King.
Right there, I'm gonna put him on
Yours are to your right, King.
Let me finish the show, but like I said, if you're brand new around here, to hit that button, y'all. We normally talk about the weekly content in WWE world, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, anything in between, PLEs and all. So if you're into that type of content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, notification bell as well. You can also hit us up in the comments. We're very interactive over here. Let us know during the show as we speak and all about what you feel about what we're talking about, how you felt about the shows, what you felt about anything going on. We'll definitely get to your comments at the end as long as it's respectful. Hit us up with an @ WTC so we know you're talking to us. That's WTC for We Talk Combats. So we know you're talking to us and not another member of the Glow Yard as well. Like I said, we go around, we give our highs and lows, not really a breakdown of the shows, but just what we thought were the major points, the highs, the lows, give an overall letter grade, each one of us. And we go show to show. After that, we give you a little bit of tea for the week if there's any wrestling news or so that just dropped that we want to talk about. And we get to the questions and comments after that. So do us while I'm doing this as well. Do us another favor. Follow us on our other channel on We Talk Combat Clips, where we have the condensed versions of the show. So over there, you can follow us over there. Check us out. Short versions. I post them damn near every day during the week after the shows. Welcome everybody again. Please subscribe, like, all that stuff. Share this. But I'm gonna go around and introduce my other co-hosts while I put my headphones on myself. I'll start with Queen. What up, babe? How are you today?
Yeah, I actually talked out of time. I don't know why it was like stuttering over here, but I ain't lose connection. Like I'm usually known for losing connection. I'm usually glitchy over here, but I'm here. It was a great actually episode of SmackDown, a great week of wrestling actually for the most part. And I can't wait to talk about everything that happened this week. But how are you, babe?
I am great. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes, we can still hear you.
Okay, cool. Travis, what's up with you, bro? How are you today?
I'm good, bro. Just ready to talk about another week's worth of wrestling. So let's get it right into it.
Yeah.
And NBA, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm copacetic over here. I am not going to go get my headphones, and I'm just going to just thug it out. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
To the remix.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that I could hear y'all through the TV in the other room. So that explains why. But yeah, it was an awesome week of wrestling though, and as I said, it was very.
No. I hold on, Queen. Let's just get to the show real quick, so I can get to you and you can get your highs and lows real quick. But
I was doing my highs and lows. I was just filling time while you were sitting there.
I know. Let me just put you on the stage. You feel me? Like no need to waste your voice. So let's get to our highs and lows real quick, y'all. While I'm doing this. All right, y'all. Another week of WWE product. I will start with Raw. Major talking point. You didn't know. Shout out to WWE News. They said CM Punk is still your WWE World Champion. I know a lot of folks thought first guy from the 90s may have got their title on Monday, but it did not happen. They did not pull the trigger. We'll talk more about that and other things on Raw. On NXT, we had Obafemi retaining his championship against Leon Slater. But vacating the championship after the show was over. We'll get more into that controversial call as well and other things on NXT. I did not see anything in TNA. While Travis sent me a clip as far as TNA where they were talking about Trick Williams bringing his name up still to bring ratings to TNA, but we can get into that a little bit when we talk about it. But SmackDown, shout out to my guy Drew, man. Drew's one of my guys, man. See, like, so happy, man, that Drew McIntyre finally got it done. I'm actually very happy for Cody Rhodes as well. Like, I got a lot to talk about this show and all on SmackDown. It was a special show in my heart. One of the greatest show of all time, but a special show. We'll get to that. And let's go around the room. Let's start with you, babe. What were your highs and lows of this week's WWE product, and what is your overall letter grade?
Man, so let's first off talk about what the fuck was this Stranger Things crossover? Like, well, they just added vines to shit. Like, they were all like, we gonna turn shit upside down. They didn't turn a goddamn thing upside down, like, really over there. It was kind of like it was sponsored by Stranger Things in name, but not as much in anything else. Like, they had a few celebs in the audience that I didn't recognize, you know, like some people, I guess, from Stranger Things. I don't know. But we'll talk about the actual match and stuff, though. I just kind of was like confused, but I guess it's because it was their year anniversary. Let's see. So we had AJ Styles come out and he confronted Gunther. Gunther, you know, he got all the booze and shit, and everybody was, you know, saying all types of shit to him. AJ Styles smacked him in the face, I believe. I believe that did happen. That was kind of crazy because in real life, you know, if Gunther slapped AJ Styles, he probably would have flew across the ring. We had a bunch of like kind of mediocre matches in between. You know, we saw the Usos, we saw Becky Lynch, and she like fought what's her face. I want to say it was Maxine Dupree, but yeah, she fought somebody. Didn't really care too much about that. As I said, it was really just a sponsorship fest, and them just throwing ads in between about Stranger Things, Stranger Things, Stranger Things. Even though as far as I knew, the season's up and it's over. Stephanie Valkyr, I think she's injured, I believe, like real life injured. So they were having her come out, and it seemed like she was gonna vacate her title, but then she didn't vacate her title. And like Raquel Rodriguez came out and like was stomping her out, and they had some more stomping out backstage. So I'm guessing in the coming bit we're gonna find out that she's gonna be on like some sort of medical leave or getting some sort of surgery. But the thing that trips me out though is that they said that she's not planning to vacate her title, but Naomi had to vacate her title though. So I thought that was kind of weird. So if they don't have her vacate her title, then they might as well have Naomi come back and get her title then, and the title that she never lost. Moving on from there, I feel like we saw Stephanie. I mean, we saw uh what's her name? Valkyrie, Lyra Valkyria. We saw her and Liv Morgan. Again, it was just kind of like I guess they're just throwing people together over there. As I said before, is that I've always thought that Raw was the weaker of the two shows, but it definitely was like super duper weak. And we saw Braun getting the tears in the middle of the CM Punk match. CM Punk was missing spots like left and right. It was kind of crazy. Like he kind of was really starting to show his age there, even though like conditioning wise, I feel like he's looked the best that he's looked in years. But that went on, I guess. And then, you know, Braun ended up having to lose to CM Punk. And I feel like a lot of people had a lot of issues with that, like me included. But that's how they ended Raw. Like, as I said, it was just kind of just a bunch of just ad fest going on back and forth, back and forth. So I really didn't have like, I guess the high point, I guess, of Raw probably would have been, yeah, it would have been the CM and Braun, you know, that I guess would have been the higher point there. You know what I mean? Like, because the rest of the show was kind of hogwash. Anyways, moving on. I didn't see the middle brand stuff, but Obafemi, it's crazy they let him win, and then he immediately vacated the title. Like I would have thought they would have let Leon Slater win, since Leon Slater is going to still be there, and kind of build a storyline off of that. But instead, I guess they're going to build a storyline off, and now there's just an open title available. So they're going to build up some shit to that. Moving on from there, though, we could talk about the best part of the week. And also, by the way, too, we do color commentary on Raw and SmackDown on our YouTube. If you want to watch on the Discord, go to the description. You can watch actually the show on there. But I am on YouTube usually doing color commentary. Been testing it out. It's been okay. I actually had a fun time actually doing SmackDown, even though SmackDown did play earlier in the States because of the fact that there's a time difference over in Germany. And I love Germany, so that was great. It was great hearing the crowds chanting 1, 2, 3 in German, like "Eis, zwei, drei." That was pretty cool. Like there's moments where you could tell that they were coming up with their own chants that they were doing that were kind of mixtures of German and English. But anyways, moving on. I'm just kind of just giving my own little banter about that. But that was the show to see. We started out with my guy Randy, who I haven't seen in months. He was like in Dubai and I guess in other parts of the Middle East doing promotion there. So we got to see Randy, and Randy came out. Miz, just mizzing things up, was there too. But that's not really the important part. The important part is that we saw our man Trick. So Trick was in the first 10 minutes of the SmackDown, which was great. That's great camera time. The crowd, even though they were overseas, was still chanting "Whoop that Trick." They had their little talk back and forth. Trick slapped the mic out of Randy's head or hand. Did it hit a fan? We don't know, probably. But either way, it was a dynamite promo. And then at the end, he ended up getting, beat up by Randy. But that was cool because then afterwards, Trick had a match with Ray Phoenix, and that match looked good. Trick won that one as well. Let's see. There was other stuff that was going on in there. A lot of the night was really built up to the 3 stages of hell match with Drew and Cody, as well as I noticed that they're throwing the MFG and the Wyatt Six together because I think they're the 2 loaded tag teams of just one group as opposed to a bunch of people put in a group. So we had a match from them. My boy Solo pulled out the lantern. Apparently that's the only weakness of them. So that was that. Like that was a weird ending. It just kind of ended there, I guess, for the most part. Like that was kind of strange, but I always appreciate Solo. That was great. But we ended the night with the 3 stages of hell, which actually was kind of cool. Like I kind of thought at first that it was gonna be kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really did, but it was actually kind of cool. Like Cody got hurt at some point in the match. Drew was doing some good spots there, and he was really definitely showing his power. Cody, I've noticed there's really trying to lean into the heel Cody thing. So there was a lot of moments where you were starting to feel like this could be anybody's match, but it actually ended technically by Drew crawling out of the match. But instead, we had a masked Jacob Fatu come in here. His teeth look the same to me, so I don't know if they fixed his teeth, but he did lose some weight and his hair looked better. But I still don't really fuck with him, so I really didn't care that he was there. But it was really the main focus was that Drew got the title, and that everybody's wanted Drew to get the title for a minute now, and like it's definitely been built up for about 3 to 2 years for that. So just desserts, well deserved. As I said, there was a bunch of other stuff in between, but those were really like the main points of the match that anyone cared about. I know Alba Fire, is that her name? I think Alba Fire had a match with Jordan and Grace, and during all of that, Jade came out and told her that I'm that bitch, so I don't know who you think you are. So it was nice that we got a little appearance from Jade. As I said, I don't think they're gonna have Jade wrestling too much because I'm pretty sure that soon she's probably gonna be dealing with some sort of second stage to what's going on when she got that gash in her head. But it seems like they're keeping her safe and just kind of keeping her around as her presence, but just still reminding us that she's still there and that she's not gone. I said, I for the most part, even though the Stranger Things thing was kind of weak, I thought SmackDown was just such a strong product this week. So I feel like I would feel comfortable actually giving it an A- for the week. Actually, I can't believe I'm saying it, A-.
Yes, wow. I don't know if we ever started the show off with an A-, but all right, we got an A- to start the show from Queen Travis, bro. What are your overall highs and lows of this week, and what's your let it grade?
All right, so first, can I ask y'all a question? Like, oh, y'all question. Like, do y'all have any idea what this is? Like, if you had to take a guess.
Guess Kane or something. That's what BA said before the show.
Nah. This is actually a Stranger
Things.
Things
Definitely
shirt.
a shirt.
Oh, I don't watch Stranger Things.
It's a Stranger Things shirt, man. I don't watch no Stranger Things.
So guess
that's
the point I'm getting into. Who
is that nobody knew
why
what was
Stranger
going on.
Things and all that stuff was on Raw because nobody really didn't care. Like
it's Netflix.
All right, I can see because it's Netflix and it's nothing but basically a cash grab to me, really. Like as y'all can see during the week, I don't know if anybody's seen it or not. Like they came up with t-shirts, little t-shirts and all that stuff, but I just felt like it was basically getting WWE fans to watch Stranger Things and why it gets Stranger Things fans to watch WWE. Like I felt like I was watching Stranger Things off of a Slim Jim table because it was just everywhere. Like it was just crowding everything. Like why I had to be there? Like come on now, come on now. But I believe that they shouldn't have gave the titles to Rio because I actually wanted them to break apart. Like they should have at least kept the titles on the Kabuki Warriors. Now the Raquel Rodriguez and the Stephanie Valquer, man, if Raquel had a briefcase and she just, coming off of winning the Money in the Bank, I believe like that then, at that moment, she would have definitely been the world champion after cashing in the briefcase. But now for the main event, but it did what it's supposed to do to me. Like it just proved that this week and last week that Bron wasn't ready. I still think he's not ready to be in the world championship picture yet. Like he just needs some more time to me still. Like for right now, I see Bron Breakker. Like I don't know if y'all really remember the when Paul Heyman was the manager of Curtis Axel, and Curtis Axel was the IC champion. Like put that back on Bron Breakker, the IC champion. Let him get the right toolage or whatever he needs. Get right, and then let him move up, become the world champion and everything like that. But he just need a little more toolage. But I believe that if somebody else was available, not getting beat up all the time during the week, But I heard they wanted to change his character. I don't understand why, because to me it seems like it's been working. But if they do change this person's character, I just hope that it comes to world championship opportunities, because it could have worked out eventually anyway the way he is now. Like you don't need to change his character. Just let LA Knight just do his thing, and then the fans and all will get behind him. But if it don't work, I won't blame the fans or anything like that. I'll blame creative basically. But NXT, we see that Oba dropped the title. I don't have a problem with Oba dropping the title or anything like that. It's just I have a problem with why have him lose the Ricky Saints just to get the title back and then vacate the championship. Now, I do see like with these, I guess these group of guys about the name, I think they're going to get these guys to push these. This is just my opinion. Now, I see Joe Hendry, Tony D'Angelo, Leon Slater, and I can't believe I'm even saying this. I'm saying Ricky Saints too also, because it's just like with those guys, like they each remind me of something that the big three have. Like, like Oba being a powerhouse and Javon, the whole high flying and everything like that, and how Trick had his swag and everything like that. So each one of those guys, like they remind me of something that those guys have. So I'm thinking they're gonna find out who's gonna be the next person. Now I will put Ethan Page in that picture too also, because like right now he's like my favorite heel on NXT right now. Like he's basically killing it, everything. Like as far as like mid-card championship, I'm saying it like right now, either on or even the other shows, even on Raw and SmackDown. I mean, I know Melo just got the championship, but Ethan's been doing this thing, so I can't deny him in that. But SmackDown, I love the whole MFTs and Y6 match. I love how Solo left with the lantern. Now, please put the tag team championships back on the MFTs. Now, what else? Okay, now Drew, I'm proud of Drew. He finally getting this opportunity from carrying the company from the pandemic era. I'm glad he's getting the recognition to do this in front of people. I just hope that he actually defends the championship. Don't be too bad of a champion or anything like that. Now, I know this probably not had to do with so much of the shows right now, but we're about like I want to say like 20-something days or maybe a little less than that, maybe from Saturday night's main event in the Royal Rumble. We still don't know what's besides the Royal Rumble itself. We don't know what's going on at the Royal Rumble. And I'm thinking that also the winners of these one-on-one matches, you know, for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, are they supposed to be going to Saturday night's main event like a big fatal 4-way?
Yes, they go to Saturday night main event for the fatal 4-way for the number one contender, and then for Royal Rumble.
Okay, so I know. I also was thinking too, like maybe Jade and Jordan can have a match too at Saturday night's main event. You know, that's just me thinking. And Cody. I said this on a previous episode before, and I'm going to say it again right now. Cody, do not jump off of anything and land on nobody on no tables or doing no splashes like that. Take that out your repertoire completely. We do not want to see that, not one bit. But for the week itself, though, I'm not going to give it as high as Queen, though, but I give it a C-.
All right, so we got an A- and a C-. All right, BA, bro. Let's get to you. What are your highs and lows of this week's WWE product, and what is your overall let it grade, bro?
So let's start off with Stranger Things, right? So I get the cross promotion. I didn't have a problem with that, to be honest with you. What I had a problem with was it was nobody from Stranger Things in the building, and it was in Brooklyn, right? So you had to have somebody from the show to be there to represent said show. Secondly, where were the behind the scenes footage and things like that? Give me something else other than what I normally see on previews and things, so that I can say like, oh, okay, this show that already ended, I might be worth my time to see what's going on with it. You know, a lot of people saw Breaking Bad after it was over too, right? Just to see like, oh, that was really a good show. Well, let me go ahead on it and see it for myself. So I guess they was trying to do something similar, but it failed. But what it did tell me was, or show me, yes, they failed in that, but the production was excellent. You know, the theme and everything like that. They had everything when it comes to Stranger Things, and I was like, you know what? They can have some type of character to their shows. That I've seen it. That showed me. So I say that to say I take it back to let's say SmackDown. SmackDown had the big fist and everything. It made it unique. It made the show have character. Raw with the metal columns and things like that, and it was like real construction base, like construction site base and things. They had character. The theme music for each one of them had character. They gotta get rid of this. I'm black, clearly, so I love hip hop and all these other things. But when I'm watching wrestling, I need to get amped up. And we got some amped up songs. We could throw some Crime Mob in there, things. We got amped songs, but I'm saying I need some rock music, and I'm black saying this. I need some things that I don't understand what they're saying. I don't know what it is that you're saying, but I'm getting hyped up because I'm about to watch wrestling. I'm about to watch Raw. You know, my generation will take the fall. That was amp music for a youngster like myself. So, you know, it was the shows had character. That's what I'm saying. And when I seen the Stranger Things theme, I was like, y'all can do it. Y'all just don't. You just don't choose to do it. And that gets like a negative for me, because I need that back. I need that ampness back, because even if it's a bad opening, you still so hyped up. A bad opening doesn't even seem like a bad opening anymore. It's just like, okay, cool. What's the next match? Who's coming out next? It loses the anticipation of things when you just do these walks. You see how they doing the little the walkthroughs and things like this. This ain't sports. I don't need to see people drinking coffee and stuff. I don't care about CM Punk drinking coffee on the way to the arena. I don't care. Who said that was okay and to keep it going for as long as they keeping it going? These are problems that's developing, and they need to course correct. Moving into the original show. Okay, so they started up with the tag match. We got new tag champions. We knew it was inevitable. We knew it was coming. I do expect another payoff from this, though. I need to see somebody to stab somebody in the back. I need to see Rhea or EO. One of them got to turn on one of each other. That's the next straw here. I don't want no peaceful separation, because if they having this flirtatious, friendly, whatever you want to call it, however it is that you see it, whatever it is, it needs to be some backstabbing going on, and that just adds to the drama, and then we can get them going back one-on-one versus each other again, because they did have some of the best matches with Naomi and Bianca within the past year. Shout out, let's stay on the women's side for a second. Raquel Rodriguez had the best segment in this whole show, in all of Raw. It took it back to the original heel status, when you just came out there and you just whooped tail. And that's exactly what she did. Because once again, Stephanie started talking and no one was listening, because no one cares what she has to say. It is what it is. No one cares. They have a little intro and no one cares. So with that being said, Raquel came out there and shut up. And then she didn't finish. She kept it going. She kept it going backstage. I loved every single second of it. I loved it. Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree, Lord Jesus, that was an experiment they did with Maxine Dupree, and I didn't even know that the reason why she took forever to wrestle in between shows was because for the simple fact that she had to go over the match like it's a dance, like it's a routine with the person that she was fighting, allegedly. So if I heard that, I'm like, why is she even in this position? Triple H, what are we doing here? We got plenty of people that is in NXT that can get called up right now that can wrestle circles around her. She should have been in NXT the whole entire time. She should have been in the Performance Center the whole entire time, let alone NXT. So she should have been on Evolve. That's where she should have been at, to be truthful with you. Her and her husband and whatever the case. So that was a trash match. That was absolutely god awful. But Becky got the title back. I'm assuming AJ is coming back. You know, it's WrestleMania season, so I'm assuming AJ is going to make her appearance. She did sign a contract last I checked. She signed a contract. She's supposed to be wrestling, so I'm assuming she's going to come back at some point. Besides War Games and Liv, we're not even. That was a trash match. Liv and Lyra. I don't really care for Lyra that much. Moving forward, who else we got? The Usos. Oh Lord. I don't know whether they thought that the crowd was gonna be a little bit more hype. It wasn't as many kids in the crowd if you look at it, and that's kind of who they kind of grab and kind of talk to and stuff like that. And the segment was, that promo was trash. It's like, one, you're saying, yo, anybody can get it. Pause. Who is there? Tell me the names. Tell me the tag teams that's supposed to be fighting for. I like to know. So if I don't have that information and y'all just making an open statement, then y'all don't know who y'all eventually gonna fight. So why do I care? That's one point. You got to get the people to care. So that was a fail. I guess the Gunther, that was, Lord, geez, I've been telling y'all, he dropped the ball the next the following Raw after beating John Cena. He is yet to deliver a serious promo afterwards. It's been that one-liner and he got a shirt off of it and it's trash. And you see AJ come out, and then you clearly gonna see, and this is gonna last until, I don't know, this is gonna last a few months. So this is the next thing. Not mentioning the title at all. It gets slaps in his face. You are the heelers of heels. You took out Goldberg. You took out Cena. Made him tap like a bitch, and you get slapped in your face. What we doing? What we doing? It's not making sense. It's not making sense at all. That bothers me. in the last match was trash. It is what it is. CM Punk is no longer CM Punk. He's punked out. Whatever. He need to do some drugs or something. That's what he need to do. If he took this whole career not doing drugs, he need to turn around and do some drugs. Kids don't do drugs, but he need to do something. He need to take some steroids. He need to do something, take an accelerant, deer antler, something, whereas though he can get some type of edge back to him, because he's not the same guy anymore. He's a shell of himself. And it's clearly coming out match after match after match. It is. He can't blame Jey Uso on this one. Don't you dare blame Jey Uso. Don't you slap Jey Uso. You slap. We let that go because Jey was drunk, allegedly. It looked like he was on something. Bron Breakker was ready. He was shaky, but he was ready. And you look like crap. So we have issues here. And Austin Theory, my guy, just do something else. Do something else to stand out. And I don't care for the 3L 3LWOP. I don't care about these. I don't care about them. But they here. So I'm gonna ride this wave out, I guess. Shout out to NXT. We're gonna move forward. NXT was cool. But like I said, I get why they had him lose. Travis, you brought this up. It took a second for me to think about it, but they have to show that Ricky is actually able to withstand the best in the company. He beat Trick, he beat Over. And this is NXT world. We're not talking about main roster world. We are talking about
is
NXT
he the next
world.
person to get the belt back?
I guess he the front runner.
If he not, then it don't matter.
Right.
That's true. So I would assume that he gets it. That's what I would assume. And you know, and because it's so close to him debuting on Raw or whatever, they didn't want him to take an L. That's what that was. That's why Leon didn't win. And I get it. But that's cool. He dropped the belt. That was cool. If you see some of the behind the scenes footage, like people that was there, the audience footage, I should say, it just went black, and then they did the little thing with the Evolve people on the back, and then boom, they put a little spotlight on the belt, as you can see in this picture, and that's how people found out. So big ass Oba dipped off without nobody saying him. Shout out to Oba, man. I didn't see TNA, but let's go into SmackDown. And shout out to Germany. I heard people say whoop that trick. I heard them. You can't tell me that they didn't say it. I heard people say whoop that trick. I heard people say let's go Melo, because I'm hearing people say that. I didn't hear people say. I know for a fact that European crowds tend to not like us as much as the US crowds, which is a fact. But at least for Germany, I was hearing whoop that trick and I was hearing let's go Melo, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, you know, y'all talked about the opening scene. It's not too much to talk about with that. Trick came out. I do have something to say about that, actually. Trick got the Randy DDT, and then he was out, and then Ray Phoenix came out, and then they had that match. I don't like that he had to struggle a little bit. If that was the case against Ray Phoenix, then he should have got RKO'd, and then he was able to bounce back from an RKO and deal with Ray Phoenix and still get the W. I like that. I don't like the single DDT, and then he had to kind of get his stuff together, and then he got to roll up to get the victory. No, I should have saw a trick shot. That's what I should have saw. Trick shot should have ended Ray Phoenix right then and there. So I don't like it, but they gave him the victory, and I guess they have more plans for Ray Phoenix, so they didn't want to necessarily bury him to a newcomer. Okay, cool. Still should have got trick shot. I guess we moving forward. The NFT joint, that was cool. It wasn't. I don't care. To break these people up. Break them up already. They have the wrong tag formations. It should be a big and a little pause. It should be the tall one and one of the smaller ones as a tag team that make it look menacing. And that's all you need. And then actually you could have way more tag teams and it would be way more entertaining. But you don't do that and you go far from that. And now you got people fighting each other. I don't care. And it's still going on because they still got the tag team titles. So it's not over yet. And I wish it was over. Melo and Shinsuke. Jesus. We talked about this and we all talk about this every week because they got a challenge. Stop the challenge. Stop the hashtag stop the challenge. If anybody's watching this, hashtag stop the US challenge. We don't need to see that. We're starting to see the same people go for the titles again. Shinsuke was 2 titles ago. Like I seen it. I don't need to see it no more. I don't need to see the same guys. And even if it was Shinsuke, why didn't you have Tonga? What's his name? Tonga Tyler, the one that got a little bit bulkier. I don't know.
Tonga.
There you go. Him. Why didn't he just come out and just kind of look and just kind of peruse the situation? Like, oh, okay. Because he did just have a conversation with him. And then it was like, okay, it might be something forming from this conversation. And then Solo can come out and say, hey, what are you doing here? And all build the story. Build the story if you're going to have a US challenge. If not, it's just singles people fighting. And we're going to like not care about it. And I don't want to not care about Melo because it's not fair to Melo. He can talk, he can act, he can do all those things. Let him be him. But they won't because he's got to defend his title every goddamn week. I digress. Shout out to Cody. Cody did great. Cody and Drew. Shout out to finally Triple H and the production team. You gave us an hour, no commercials. I gotta give you some respect for that because it kept the flow of the match with a nice pace. I was expecting at least 10 commercials through that joint. I was expecting at least 10 commercials. But no, they had commercial free and they was rocking out, and I had no issues with it. Cody lost the first one, won the second one, and then Jacob 5-2 came out of nowhere. And okay, cool. I don't mind 5-2 messing things up. I don't mind him going after Drew if Drew was the person that beat him up or whatever, took him out of commission, whatever. Cool. I like the fact that he turned and Cody touched him. He kind of aggressively turned him around or whatever. So he got popped in his face. That's what happens. Like, don't touch me. So it's creating him to be a beast again because he was too much of a fan favorite. And when you're too much of a fan favorite, what do you have to do? You have to talk. And King said this multiple times. He should not be talking. He should be just acting. He should just be responding. He shouldn't be talking. The more he talks, the more less menacing he looks. So he did. It was a perfect scene. He came in there, created havoc, and then Drew snuck out. Now I heard people say like, "Hey, you know, as a true heel, why would you sneak out?" You just no. Anybody in that situation see that somebody's distracted, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge with the WWE Championship belt. It's just simple as that, and that's what he did. So I appreciate that. I appreciate Drew finally doing it. They had no other choice, but I'm finally glad that they realized that they didn't have another choice. All in all, with the trash that I saw on Raw. And what I saw on Friday, I wish I can go higher, but I can only go lower. Pause, and I'm gonna have to give this a D+ because Raw was absolutely garbage. D+.
Damn. So we got an A-, a C-, and a D+. Wow, yeah, I wasn't expecting these grades. Okay. Well, let's start from the beginning. I'm gonna give this week's product a C+. I'm gonna go C+. I'll explain why. Start with Raw. Trash. I don't care about Stranger Things. I didn't understand the theme of Stranger Things being there. I don't like none of this was like, oh my goodness, watch Stranger Things. It's over. Go rewatch it. This is like you said, cheap money grab, like Travis said. Made no sense. Just another name to put on the ring and all that stuff people to say and them to get money from. Couple things. I'm gonna start with the main event since that's on the screen. It's Punk. I'm sorry, Punk. I have no problem with Punk. Punk my dude. Punk on my list. Top 25, 50 wrestlers of all time. My favorite. But yeah, he done. And it's funny because the old Punk would have talked trash to this Punk and told this Punk, what are you doing? You know, out there winning the belt and all that stuff from these young guys. And we looking like, damn, Punk, you're trash, bro. Like, why are you out there taking the spotlight from these guys? Like, I think I saw it was maybe What Culture or something like that, wrestling. And they were talking about every time you see Punk take a bump now, you like, damn, is he going to be okay? Like, you look at his body and like, man, he looks like he's out there, like, going through it. So, but I didn't think Bron Breakker was ready, though. That's the situation. But I think we got to get the belt off of CM Punk as soon as possible, like ASAP. I think Oba. I think I've talked about this multiple times. As far as like Bron Breakker had a trial, and it was like you got to hurry up and get the job done, bro. Like you have to go and pass this. Like we giving you a head start because you are a Steiner and all of that. And now he's about to meet Obafemi. And once he meets Obafemi, it's a different situation. And I don't think Braun capitalized on the situation. It sucks because you can kind of tell in his face and all that stuff during and afterwards, and even a little bit before that he wasn't. I kind of felt like he wasn't going to get it, and it was like, damn. Like even Paul Heyman was pumping him up in the corner and on. It was like you kind of tell he was like, damn. They probably told me they're not going to pull the trigger. And I don't know if he is going to get it anytime soon. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I don't know what the direction now is, even for the Vision and all now, because he's the leader of the Vision now. I'm like, well, if he lost, that group is like, it was already phony. Now it's just real phony. You feel me? Like, they have no reason to be there. But shout out to my I don't want to say my girl. I know we're talking about wrestling and all, but Raquel Rodriguez, man. Ever since Kevin Nash called out Raquel Rodriguez, man, like she been one of my favorites. Like she definitely top 3 right now as far as my favorite women in the industry, maybe top 5 in WWE or whatever. But yo, she is a beast out there. Everything looks believable. Like I can see that gold around her waist right now, her being, just dominant out there, just telling them. And it starts up it's the whole Liv Morgan versus Raquel thing, like jealousy is right there dangling in your face. So you can just go ahead with the, Raquel, give her the title, Liv getting a little jealous and all that stuff of what's going on, and build up Raquel. That's the real Shawn Michaels and big Kevin Nash or whatever Diesel thing story right there. That's what it is. So I think you go ahead and get that done. Who else is on Raw? Usos. I'm done with them, bro. I'm about done over the Bloodline just in general, the older version and all that stuff. I'll talk about SmackDown later. Usos are them New Day at WrestleMania. I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see any of them wrestle anymore. About over that. It's about time for all these dudes to retire now. I ain't gonna lie to you. These over 45 and over 40 dudes. What else happened on Raw? Said Liv Morgan, and like you say, Lyra, she's good in the ring. Liv as well. I'm just not a big fan of either one of them. Lyra don't have any charisma. You got to get her in some type of like tag team with somebody that got charisma. Bayley, I was about ready to make the screenshot, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all that I'm wishing that black screen, like I always tell y'all. Bayley is AEW bound, bro. They need to have that happen, bro. Like Bayley done, man, on WWE. Her character is trash. Like just go somewhere else, and she could dominate with Mercedes Moné over in AEW right now, or whatever. Like, yo, bro, she has. I don't even want to say she on a place right now. Like that sounds harsh, but there's no place for Bayley right now. I don't know what she does. I don't know what she is. Like, what do you want to feel about her character? She's weird. That's how I feel right now. She's just weird right now. So that's that. I'm excited about this LWO, BA. I think that especially with if SmackDown and the Rey Fenix thing, bro, the big 4 of Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Penta, and Rey Fenix, if they bring them all, that's the real LWO. That's what it really should have been and all, as far as like them dudes that was there before, and Dragon Lee that took a step up and all, especially like in AAA and we're getting a tag team championship and all that stuff. I think they actually will be legit if they all fall. Like I ain't saying like heavyweight championship, but there'll be a crew where it's more believable than that old LWO. Like I think they can come out there and handle business. Is that it? Anything else? That's about it, bro. I don't really want to talk much about Raw. Raw was trash. Raw really the reason the week came down so much. NXT. Who was the lady that was going against JC Jane? She actually all right. What's her name? Was doing a little arm bars and all that stuff.
Kendall Gray. That was
Kendall Gray.
That's the one that beat Kelly Armstrong, in which we mentioned a few times.
Yeah.
She can get called. She can get called up if she really. If
I was like, she was doing little moves and on little like transitions. I was like, okay, I see you, little baby Kurt Angle and all that. I'm like, okay, but yeah, like I liked her match. The little interaction with all the guys in the ring and all that stuff when they were, what was it? Your boy Josh Briggs and all that stuff. Those guys, when they were doing their little, so I laughed at that stuff. I don't really know who any of them guys are. Hello, the black American dude. Yo, that gimmick not going anywhere, bro. You got to switch that up. Black in America, like that, it just don't work, bro. Like that's not That's not the hey, I'm just gonna stand. That don't work. You need to change that up. I know he probably won and tried for the Olympics and all that stuff, but that look, it just don't work for the black guy. Even if you're trying to be the baby face, it just don't work that way. But I don't get the Obafemi thing as well. Shout out to Ricky Saints in his promo where he got cheers for Zilla and Trick all over the place. Like it's crazy. Trick on one show and we NXT and all that stuff. But shout out to Ricky with that. But Oba won the match. I wanted Leon to win. I really did. I thought that was the time finally to get a TNA person the championship. They didn't pull the trigger. My thing with that call BA though with Oba, I understand like they're not letting them lose and all that. Why did he win it back? That's the part I don't get. Like the only part he didn't have to come back, or he didn't have to be back with Ricky Saints, or they could have did anything else. They just let him beat Ricky for the belt. Like it felt like it was rushed. Like they were going to go one way, and then they decided, oh no, we're gonna bring you up Oba, and they just had to switch real quick to get him off the brand or whatever. Like remember that story we got before about everybody said in that main event not coming up? I think that was gonna be the plan. Then they switched it up and they said, all right, Oba, you got to just vacate the title or whatever. We're not gonna have you lose. That's how I felt. So I saw you unmuted yourself. I don't know.
It looks a lot better with him walking out going against Cody with that NXT title. It looked better. So he had to get it back some kind of way.
to get him in that match with Cody or whatever like that. I feel you. Instead of it being Ricky Saints, but still, they should have gave it to Leon, bro. You know NXT don't matter, bro. They should have gave it to Leon, man. Ricky already beat him, and Ricky ain't like cheat to beat him. It ain't like Ricky. You already established that. You feel what I'm saying? Like Ricky didn't.
No. You got to look at it this way. Look at it this way. Yeah, I'm not saying it wrong. If it happened like months ago, then no one cares. But if it happened like within a month, we can still look at that real quick.
They still can look at that on TV, on YouTube and all that.
Yeah. Gotcha. No one cares about that first Ricky Saints Oba match. No one cares about that.
Just the second one is when they came when he pulled up.
That'd have been like, didn't you just lose to Leon? So no, we don't want that.
I got you.
But no one cares about Ricky Saints like that.
All right, but yeah, NXT, like I said, it was okay. It was it wasn't like the greatest and nothing like that. Week of NXT episode. SmackDown though. Let me do this real quick for SmackDown. Y'all know I give hell. I talk trash about Mr. Paul Levesque, Triple H, whatever you want to call him all the time. You know, when they do dumb stuff, man. But I want to give them an applause. And I'm going to tell you why. Bro, this wasn't the greatest SmackDown ever or nothing like that. The crowd, a little shaky. I'll talk about that as well. I know you talk about BA. But right now, SmackDown has me investing and wanting to see the next show because I feel like the next show could be the best SmackDown ever, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like something special is about to happen on SmackDown. So every other episode, I'm like, well, now I want to watch again on Friday. All right, Drew got this. Now it's opening up. Now people can win and do this. They got a 4-way like a tournament going on with these guys about to fight. This can happen new now. Like, I want to watch. So even though, like, I would probably call this a B SmackDown for me. Like, this was a great SmackDown. I would watch parts of the SmackDown again and all that stuff. You had little parts that took it away from being a perfect SmackDown, little nitpicks and matches. They could have changed that, but it was a very good SmackDown. But like I say, it set the foundation that you're supposed to do for a TV show to have you excited to watch the next one. Every show when you watch a season of a series, every episode isn't always a 10. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, you want to just keep punching them with haymakers. You got to have someone you slow it down a little bit, pause. You feel me? And just like a little something so they can reel in and say, hey, next week, you know what's about to happen. Okay, catch your breath real quick. And SmackDown is doing it, and they changed to 3 hours. So to do that and to go to 3 hours, incredible, man. Chef's kiss. Like I say, started off the show, Randy and Trick, man. I was fine with the segment. They wanted to protect Trick. You know, that 50-50 booking. I hate that. I hate the 50-50 booking. I think it's lazy. I talked to y'all about that the other day, but they gave Trick the DDT. They didn't want to give him the RKO BA because they didn't want him to sell the move and make him look weak by taking an RKO already by not giving Trick his move. Really, what they should have did was they should have had Trick coming into the end and Trick kick Randy. But they didn't want to go that far either because they wanted to do the 50-50 with them as well. But I was okay with him getting a DDT. Obviously, Randy showed love and all, and we'll get more into that. Miz taking the RKO. That's what Miz does. Miz a legend and all, but he know what he does now at this point. They get towards the end of his career as well. I was fine with the Ray Phoenix and Trick match. As I always tell folks, they talk about Trick and his in-ring ability and all. Trick Williams is a guy like a John Cena, like a Batista, Roman Reigns, or whatever, you do not throw him in the ring with jobbers and all that's going to be like trash so that they can have a trash match. You throw him in the ring with guys that should be in the ring with Trick Williams, and he will mirror them, and they will have a decent to great match. That's the way you do with all those guys like that. That's the way it's always been. It's no different from Trick Williams. Him and Ray Phoenix put on the show to start the show, had me invested, had the audience invested. Whoa, making a bunch of noise and all that stuff. They were sold. Trick was sold. I wish we would have established a trick shot, like you said, BA, at some point today. The other day, the trick shot should have been established, but he made the roll up to try to establish that he's a heel. Because the major piece, I think people are mistaken. I watched the comments and on like YouTube and all. They try to think that he is. Well, I'll get more into that later on. Let me just move on. Shout out to Jordan Grace doing what she do. Jay needs a competitor very, very badly. So shout out to her coming up there, stepping up. She can be there. She's a former multiple-time TNA Knockouts champion. They really need to talk about that as well and more. I don't think she should beat Jade enough right off the bat, but I think that just putting her on that case, the women's are different. They just established in the mid card. You can throw women on the heavyweight champion, not a heavyweight, but the main championship and all. Things are different on that. So we know how it's established. I thought that was fine. Wyatt 6, MFTs. I wasn't for that. I'm done with the YS6. All them guys can be fine with their future endeavors. No knock to them. I don't want to be rude. But like they can maybe Bo Dallas. Shout out, I think it was Bobby that said it. Do Bo Dallas without the face mask and all that stuff. Just let him be Bo Dallas like he do when he do his little vignettes or whatever. Like try that one more time. I know you wanted to give him the thing with the Bray Wyatt, but this YS6 shit is trash. They took the belts off the Street Profits for these dudes and this lady. So it's like, bro, these dudes are trash. You could have just pushing them. Bro, MFTs, their look, bro. I know. Shout out to my guy Bobby again. I know he hated, but that look, bro. I love the MFTs look, bro.
It's
gangster, bro.
Fire.
It's gangster. When they walk out there, like when they came out the entrance, they were already standing out there.
Yeah, that entrance when they came through, that shit was fire.
I was like, that is tough.
Yes.
At that point, I said, yo, I said you can give Solo the belt. I said you can give Solo the belt looking at that entrance. I said because he got a crew behind him. He don't got to be the biggest, baddest. He can be a bad guy, like just holding it down and just at some point Solo at that one entrance. I was like, damn, bro, I can see it now. Solo can get the belt at some point, man. But that entrance was hardcore, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. What else? Jordan Grace, 3 stages of hell. Another applause, bro. We give Cody hell. This is the best performance I've seen of Cody since I've been watching wrestling again, bro. And let me tell you why. Shout out to Cody, bro. He did a few things. He QB1 and all that stuff. He understood what the people wanted. He understood what the people were getting into as far as the situation with him and being the ultimate dog. Like, I don't think that's Cody. You're more of the underdog. You're a guy that should be chasing to make you super hurt your character unless you're going to be a politician if you're watching this, Cody. Like, that's what your look is. The American guy right now and what's going on, that look right now is straight politician. You have to become that or you have to switch it up. But what you did the other day with Drew McIntyre, the situation, finally understanding, letting him go over and all on you, bro. I thought that was incredible. Changing and saying that, well, all we thought was that Cody could possibly lose at SummerSlam and WrestleMania. That changes now. We appreciate you, Cody. I think you're going to change your storyline up. I think you respect the game and the business enough for that. And I give you major kudos for that, Cody. Like, I think you're about to step your game up to another level for real, bro, just from watching that. Drew McIntyre, again, Drew deserves it, man. Like, Drew been holding it down. Been one of the special guys in wrestling since I've been watching again since back in 25 now, 24? Like, either way, Drew been that dude. He been going through this whole little, downfall and all. So this was like his payoff. He deserves this. He deserves, even if it's just a transitional champion, like he's a heel. He's a major heel, so he may just be a transitional champion. Like that, I understand it. But he deserves his moment to just be there and be involved still. Like that's going to always be his thing to whine about it and try to get for the championship. I understand it, but he got it finally. So it validates his character to finally get it so he can stay in that hunt. So shout out to Drew McIntyre for that. And like I said, SmackDown was incredible. It was a B and all, but I'm ready for SmackDown. Everything. It's a 3-hour show. I'm ready for it every week. I'm ready for Friday again. I'm like, let's give me Friday, but I'm hoping Oba comes tomorrow and changes Raw for that. But overall, like I said, y'all, I'm gonna give it a a C+. Yeah. So what's that? A-, C-, D+, and C+, correct? All right, Travis, what would them highs and lows by?
By our homies at Fanatics.
Yeah. This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem when your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description. All right, y'all, we got a little bit of tea. Let's get to it. All right, first to follow up with I guess what we talked about as far as SmackDown. I'll start with this one. Shout out to our guy Trick, man. It's been 3 weeks now in a row on SmackDown, and I'll name off. He's been in a conference. He's been in a face-to-face with Cody Rhodes, talking about going for the world championship. A face-to-face with Sami Zayn the next week, talking about he's going for the world championship. And then a face-to-face in his debut match before then. So he basically had 2 segments, a segment and a match behind each other. So the first 30 minutes were kind of Trick Williams on Friday, and still talking about he's going for the championship, which we saw later on. He's going to be in the that's what I should have added, the damn picture of the 4-way match. I'll try to look for that while you guys are talking. But yeah, so with that being said, we see Trick going. What do y'all feel about the push so far with Trick? Anything different? Like, y'all see what they're doing? Are you worried? Are you not worried? How do you feel? Just go around the room. Just let me know what you guys thinking so far. You know, that's our guy and what we normally talk about. So what do y'all think?
I'm not worried.
Um,
I
Go ahead,
do
Quinn.
feel like the good thing about Trick is that Trick seems to like know himself. So I think he knows that I'm a product. I know I'm a sellable product. I know that in the right places at the right time, I can always shine. Like I draw the attention when I come into the room type stuff. He has a presence. So I feel like as long as they don't try and go against the natural like build he already had, then they should be able to like just book him right. Like don't if we're gonna make him who he is, then if he's gonna lose, then if he has to lose, it has to definitely build to a good story. He can't just lose for no reason. He's not going to be an Obafemi, but he can still be like oh, he's so cocky, let's knock him down, and then his redemption arc of, well, I got to build myself back up. How dare they knock me down? They don't know me. I'm Trick Williams. Um, but I also do like that they are keeping Melo and his names away from each other, though. That's actually very smart. They're making sure that their segments are separate from each other and that they don't even talk about them being former friends really at all. I feel like the commentators maybe did, but otherwise, like it wasn't in the main story or talked about between any of the wrestlers or like when they do their little build up moments in between. Like they did some good visages for him as well as for Obafemi during SmackDown as well. That's why I was surprised they did one for Obafemi because he's gonna be on Raw, but they did do like a little vignette for him as well. So my personal thoughts is I don't feel like that they can fumble him. And if they do fumble him, they know he's marketable. AEW can eat him right up, like and big bank off of him. So at the end of the day, like they know what's at risk here is that if they lose Trick, they probably lose Lash Legend too, because for the most part they become a package deal, and if they're married, then even more package deal. So I don't know. I worry in terms of just normal stuff, but I do believe that Trick seems to have enough natural charisma, not just like staged charisma, that he knows his worth and that he'll be able to navigate himself well. And whoever his manager is killing right now.
Anyone else? I'm sorry. I know I was muted.
But I expect to see Trick at Saturday night's main event. That's it. But they doing what they're supposed to do though. Like I got Saturday main event.
That's a bet. Yeah, he's doing what he's supposed to do. And it's going to lead over into the following segments. And they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Trick is meeting face to face with the right people. He put on a very good performance. So I don't want to make it seem like I didn't think that he performed well. He performed very well. I just preferred that he trick shot Little Phoenix. But him and Randy, they look very comfortable to each other. So it's no like, oh, like look at this, Paul, look at the size difference. Nah, they everything is comfortable and as it should be. he is where he should be at this particular point in time. Honestly, he has a really, I ain't gonna lie, he has a rocket on him. They definitely put a rocket on him.
This is who
because
else
he's not going to do none of the. Well, I said, go ahead.
Oh no, finish it. You're not gonna do none. Finish your statement.
Yeah, he's not going the U.S. title route, the IC route. He has already put his name, like you said, when we go with the Final Four, and like he's in that. So if he's in a Final Four for number one contender for the championship belt, other people can go back and be a U.S. champion. Like that's something that Damian Priest can do and stuff like that to kind of build that up, but not him. No, he just needs to stay where he's at. And just don't go backwards, and he can only go forward from there and go forward. And now that Drew is the champion, which means maybe Sammy could be the champion, maybe Fatu could be the champion. When these other guys are maybe the champion, it doesn't seem like, oh yeah, Trick versus Cody. Trick can't beat Super Cody, not right now. But when these other guys start to get it, it's like, yo, Trick can beat these guys. It's like right now, like it's not not a shot. So that's why it's the anticipation is there every week, like you were just saying. Like I guess moving forward, it's because we got a guy in the race. We got a race in the horse, a horse in the race.
Horse in the race,
and it's like and we gonna see how far this thing can go. So it's very refreshing. There we go. It's very refreshing to see someone, and like I said, we're not trying to make this a race thing at all, but those that don't understand it does suck when you love a sport and none of your guys is the main guy. It sucks, bro. Yeah. And when you see your guys starting to step up, when you see Trick in this realm, and you see Oba, which since he didn't lose, they want him to have this aura coming into Raw because he's probably gonna go on Raw. Like, yo, these two can run both brands. Like, it's not a crazy thought process. So when you see people that look like you, or that can be your younger brother or your nephew or whatever, you've seen him on a football field or something, it's like, yo, we cool. We all right right now.
We winning.
Do we want more? Of course we want more. But we ain't gonna poo-poo this either. No, we cool. Let's rock out for a little bit and see what we can do.
You got to crawl before you walk, bro. Like, I understand at some point. I understand what the wrestling is. It is a white man sport. To change it, it's going to have to get changed by somebody that's going to eventually change it, and it'll eventually change and continue. But I agree, bro. They start them off. I think we talked about this before. You could start them off as a main eventer, and I think they're deciding to go. I think they're letting him decide. I think a little more. What I'm watching right now. Shout out to I think saw this on Twitter and all. This don't give y'all a little bit of reminder of the Cena, Kurt Angle, Roman Reigns, John Cena, when they were testing you to see if you could, like, bro, let's see if you can really hold down the company and all. Like, we're gonna put you in the fire right now in these moments where let's see, do you drown? You feel me? And I feel like these are the moments, bro. I think Trick gonna be champion by the end of the year.
I never thought about it. I think
2026. I think Trick gonna be champion in 2026. I'm starting to get to the point. I think Oba might win a Royal Rumble. They might go that hard. Where Oba might win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
I think they're going on. They finally got to the point. Sorry, BA. They finally got to the point. I told y'all before with the whole Bron Breakker thing. They were on the old path for so long to set up Bron Breakker. It's like once this changes, we're about to change and do some new things that never happened before and all with these brothers and all. I think they're about to try to possibly make Oba win this Royal Rumble. And if he wins, it's going to be okay. And Trick is going to this level on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. Like we talked about getting both of the titles and having dream matches and all. Bro, Trick now has a dream match against Randy Orton. Trick now has a dream match against Sami Zayn. Already. He just started. This is... Bro, he him for SmackDown. Give him that belt, and I hope he changes the strap to a white strap or whatever when he gets it. You feel me? Like with the gold around and all, the gold up the tights.
Yeah, he definitely gonna customize that joint.
He gotta customize the belt and all that, but like he stay in the ring. He gonna get better as far as you can tell his little greenness, like, but that comes with time. The more this is his first time being in the ring with these guys. Like it's still oh my gosh, I'm in the ring with Randy. I'm in the ring with Sammy. I've never been in this place before. Right. Once he gets to
he gotta get over that.
Once he realized he's there, and then people look at him, then it's going to be okay. I'm gonna keep going. Like this is just him being a rookie. So and he's doing fine. I'm not even critiquing him as far as like this is awesome, but I can look at him and say, bro, this is just you being a rookie. Once you become a pro at this and actually in the game up here, you're gonna run this as far as how you talk and all that stuff. It's just now realizing he's still realizing, like I said, he's talking to Randy Orton and them. Like, bro, I'm talking to Randy Orton in the ring. Like, this is crazy. So he'll get over it. The German fans, they whooped that Trick. And then I understood people was going off on saying, why they booing Trick? Well, he's a heel. He's a heel. He's in the ring with Randy Orton. Randy's just coming back. That's what they're trying to set it up as. He's a heel. I didn't get mad. That was perfect. It'd have been different. Shout out to Giulia. That's the match I forgot. Damn. See, that was the issue. Shout out to Giulia. She gets no response, and it's horrible. Like I'm like, yeah, she fought. What's her name? Alexa Bliss, right?
Alexa Bliss.
Oh, I know
for the title, and then held her up like she in a finishing move. She like holds you up and like holds her like like showing a test of strength.
The Northern Lights joint.
She like yelling and nobody's saying nothing while she like yelling, showing a test of strength. I'm like, bro, I'm embarrassed for her, and it's horrible because she was huge in NXT. Go ahead,
it's two things at play real quick. Oba and his intro promo to Cody, and then his following fight to Cody, really set the bar. Bron Breakker could never off top. The aura that Trick had in all this office set the bar.
Yep.
Fatu could never. So whoever they wanted. No, these two guys in their first appearance set the bar.
Took over the game.
I go back to that promo. That was an excellent promo from Oba, and you don't expect him to. I mean, if you watch it and say, you know he can, but I'm just saying, with face value, he's just a big guy. Like a lot of big guys like that can't talk like that. No, he's very articulate, and he can deliver a promo with no hesitation. You know the pressure that he was talking to Cody in that arena. Yep. That's why I said Bron can never, bro. Like not never, but not right now. And it's clearly he can't do that with CM Punk.
He never, bro. Keep it real. Like it's not a race thing, but it is a race thing. It is. It's a race thing because it's a race
Roman
thing.
Got better. That's what I'm saying. Like I give him. He got some years.
Not everybody that's black should be champion. I understand that. You feel what I'm saying? Shelton Benjamin I didn't think Shelton Benjamin should be a champion. I'm not going to sit here and say, man, I think everybody black should be heavyweight champion. That's not the truth. But I do think
these two guys are different.
They've been like deferring from black talent long enough where I'm like, damn, you at least one person, two people, whatever, can be sprinkled in the title picture or whatever, because you had good enough people, and this is finally showing you, like, yeah, it's a color thing. We had some black people, like, it's like, damn, why is there never a black person I can look at and say cosplay as them as the champion and all? Like, why don't we have any guys? There are people that's good enough. So it is a race thing for me. And it's like, I think these guys are better, check more boxes than Bron Breakker. He's getting nepotism and all that stuff. He's good in the ring and all that stuff, but this dude is not, his charisma and all is not what it is.
And honestly, we're not hating on the nepotism. Like he's
do what you do. Like he should,
but like you said earlier,
be there.
You said it earlier. He had the fast track, and he's fumbling it.
Yeah, like he's not that guy.
He knows he's fumbling it. That's the difference.
And everybody, they're on salary now. And they are on salary now. Not everybody got to be the champion. You feel what I'm saying? Like he eventually get a championship and all, but he doesn't need to be the face of the company. That's what I've always was my thing with Bron Breakker, him being the face. Like, bro, he got to go around and start promos and go on TV shows and all that stuff. That's not Bron Breakker's thing, man. Like, get out of here with that. So I'm glad they pushing these guys finally. I don't know what's going on. Shout out to the agents, like Queen said, and all whoever holding down Trick. They write Trick perfectly right now. Like, they building Trick. This might be, until Oba comes up officially, this might be the best NXT call-up of all time so far. I don't think anybody went like straight. Bro, he talking. If they don't turn him around and like out of nowhere put him in the mid card and all that stuff, he's going straight at the main guys on SmackDown. The two biggest guys on SmackDown, aren't they Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes? When you say the two biggest guys, who else?
Yeah, you want to put Drew up there?
Yeah,
Drew probably third. You think Drew bigger than Randy? No, come on. We got to think about that,
Nah,
Travis. You think
nah.
Drew bigger than Randy Orton? You think Drew not bigger than Cody, is he?
So, yeah, you about right there. He be about the third
That's what
guy.
I'm saying. Like, they're pushing him as that guy. I think they're putting a rocket on him. I think until he makes a failure, like Randy Orton giving him cosigns and all are major things. Like, that's all right. Keep pushing. I co-sign this as well. Keep going. I'm willing to drop and take an L. I'm willing. I'm from seeing that Randy Orton will lose to Trick Williams now. That's not saying he wouldn't beat him as well, but Randy would take a pinfall to Trick Williams is what I just saw from that interaction. Like I'll work with this guy. I'll do that. So I think this is perfect. I'm happy for Trick, man. I think Trick gonna be the face of SmackDown. I'm not even worried about that. I think SmackDown is Trick Williams. We talking about like Roman Reigns, Rock, and all that stuff. That's his show. Since he's been there, the show's been more entertaining. Tell me I'm lying. He's been more entertaining, and the thing is, right now, he's starting to feel like he had a level of a Bron Breakker and all already. Like, if I'm telling you, like, it's kind of getting that vibe already. Like, bro, you on a Bron Breakker in them level. Travis, you agree?
They gotta sell his finisher.
Yes, he got to
sell his finisher.
The trick shot definitely got to get tricked.
Matt Cardona.
Braun has.
Matt Cardona got to lose. Matt Cardona got to lose to the trick shot. So that's my thing. Do you think that they just rolled him up to establish a heel, or do you think they're trying to change his finish move before we move on?
The fact that I didn't see it yet, I could think that they could change it.
They're trying to. I don't want them to change. I know people say I'm fine with the trick shot, but they might be trying to change.
I mean, it worked for Daniel Bryan with him doing a running, so why wouldn't it work for Trick Williams?
How did but hold up, what's his name?
He had a submission. He had a submission move too.
Yeah,
how Drew McIntyre just win his first fall?
Claymore.
With a Claymore,
Claymore.
It works. And Claymore is a killer. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just with your knees.
Yeah.
I'm fine. When he be catching people with that, it's about the person selling it. Yo, he be catching the hell under your knee, under your chin. Rock out with it, spin. Like, let him catch you with it. It's like when Cody sold the hell out that Claymore he caught in that first match. You feel what I'm saying?
It's the sell.
Yes, it's a sell. Cody sold the hell out that Claymore. I'm like, damn, he caught him under his chin. You got to sell his finisher. Matt Cardona got to put it over and make it look like, damn, he hit the hell out of me with that trick shot. But let's move on, y'all. Secondly, I want to talk about this to me this major news. WWE, shout out to Ringside News. They say WWE doesn't see Javon Evans as a franchise star despite NXT fan support. Queen, I'm gonna let you talk on that first. Queen, you got anything you want to say? If you do want to say anything. Hold up, I think you muted. I'll mute you. If you go ahead.
So I don't know. I kind of think it's messed up because I do feel like they're using his age against him, but he has had enough time in these. So just to do a crossover real quick, well, you could talk NBA. We talk Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic came in when he was a kid. He came in when he was younger, so he has a lot more experience than a lot of people that are his age. And I think the same thing with Javon Evans. Javon Evans started wrestling at a younger age and got onto NXT earlier. Like all those things, I think are things that should be applauded and not punished. So I feel like they don't see him as a star because they're looking too much of his age, but they're not thinking about his influence and that he does have a following behind him. And that if he's going to be in the brand for a long time, he can be a John Cena later on down the line. He can be a Rey Mysterio later on down the line. It's just all about just booking him right and taking him seriously. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that that's right, but I can see why. But I don't think it's right though.
Understood. Anybody else?
Dang.
Yeah,
he just need to be born a whole lot sooner. Because it's not his fault. If 205 still existed, he would be the star of that. Like one, at least a top guy, at least.
Facts.
Well, they already started by having him not okay. So I honestly think that Jericho was supposed to show up on Raw. I honestly think that something happened in which he could not do it, whether contract or something. I think he was going to be there, and I think he was going to go and have a promo with Javon Evans. And I think that was the spot in which, since the guy fumbled, they end up just doing a contract and doing they fumbled that part of it as well. So I'm going to give some leeway to that because Adam Pearce did not just say that he was alluding to the Jericho thing. Like he's very internet savvy. Like he wouldn't mess up if he didn't think that Jericho was legitimately going to show up. And I can see Jericho going against promo wise with the young OG. I can see that. So I honestly, I'm gonna save something for that. But when you say that he's not a franchise star, well, he might not be. Not everybody can be Cena. Not everybody can be Roman Reigns. Not everybody can be Hulk Hogan, Austin. Right? Like, not everybody can be Rushmore. So if we're sitting here talking about Trick and Oba and like, yo, these two dudes can be the face of the Raw and SmackDown. Well, if they're the face, that means Javon is not the face. You know what I'm saying? And it might lead to that.
Trick do got 10 years over Javon.
Okay, so he might gotta wait 10 years past that. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you can't have, everybody can't be the guy. Everybody can't be the franchise. It's only for a select few. Talk to Macho Man about that. He had to be the secondary guy. You know, Seth Rollins got to be the secondary guy. There's Edge got to be the secondary guy. You can still be great. You can still be that dude, but you just got to be the secondary guy. And you got to put the other guy over. And it's just, that might be his future. Now, if he doesn't like it, then, you know, it is what it is. That don't mean you ain't going to have championship belts and all that. You can have a great career. You're just not, you're not the guy, but you're still a star. You're not the guy, but you're still a star. There's nothing wrong with that.
I agree. I agree with you. I think that what they're trying to say with this too, though, be it a piggyback. I think they're saying that basically he probably not a championship level guy. So, and I mean, he may not be.
Yeah.
I think I was telling y'all that before. Like, he may not be, bro. Like, I think the youth thing kind of goes against him in the way he's presented. And I told you, I think that kind of, you already establishing something. Like, he need to disappear, or he need to be a tag team wrestler or something ahead of time so he can just change. Because his body's still developing. Pause. You feel me? So it's like, you watching him, you need to see him leave and come back as something else in a way. But to just say he not, like, the dude talented as hell, and he can still, like, he's 21. This dude still ain't even molded to what he going to be and what that's crazy. But that's how it is, bro. We know how WWE is. So once they get an idea, they put blinders on. And luckily Javon here, bro, and he got called up. I just wish, that's why when I was talking to you before about him not getting paid for the events and all that stuff, well, now we see what's going on. You see why I felt that way? Like, they were paying him NXT money to go everywhere to then tell a dude he probably not a star and all that stuff when they call him up. What type of bullshit is that? Come on, man. At 21 to tell him he probably not a star.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta go and create a movement for yourself. You gotta.
Yes.
I mean, no one thought Jey Uso was gonna be Jey Uso this past year. No one 5 years ago would say, "Yo, out of everybody on this roster, Jey Uso gonna win the Rumble and have his Mania moment." You would never. But he had that yeet. Daniel Bryan had the yes. There's a way for him to really be like over. He got to get it. He got to
do it himself, though. Sorry. Yeah. He going to grind himself because they ain't going to help him. That's going to be the issue. But, all right, let's move forward. Queen, this one mainly for you. Shout out to our guy, Cody, again, having Finn Balor as a guest on his show. Let's talk. What is it? Not let's talk about it. What you want to talk about? Sorry, they need to have a let's talk about it. What you want to talk about? Like face to face. But shout out to our guy Finn Balor. He admits that while he's training, the way he deals with training and all is that he smokes weed. So, Queen, what is your opinion and thoughts on this one?
One, as a cannabis advocate, yes, absolutely. Like 100 times, yes. Yes, that is an excellent way to pre-train your body and also to de-stress afterwards. But the main reason why I actually thought this was cool is not even just because of it, but because it just tells you how much the culture's changed. Like back when we were younger, like weed was treated just as bad as steroids in WWE. Rob Van Dam, like he ended up losing his contract because he had an infraction with that. That guy, yep, I'm trying to remember the other dude's name, the guy we don't like no more, the bro. His whole thing has been around
Matt Riddle
culture, and Matt Riddle, and he got in trouble a few times for failing his drug tests. So this is telling you that either A, they don't test specifically for THC anymore in terms of their testing over there, and that you can do that. You can choose to like have a bunch of other drugs be tested and not cannabis. But it also just tells you as well is that in sports, the conversation about it is changing. Like we have people like Carmelo. We got a bunch of people in basketball and in football that have had a lot of conversation about changing the stigma around cannabis, but as well as looking at the potential benefits of cannabis in terms of being able to not just work out, but do athletics, and that it doesn't hinder your quality of putting on a match, at the end of the day. So, kudos to him. That's also a big thing of not even realizing you're setting the trend, because he probably said it. And he said it at the very end of the episode. So it was literally like the last 30 seconds of the episode. So if you watch the whole episode, he says nothing about it. Him and Cody are talking about cigars, and Cody's talking about, well, someone told me if you smoke cigars before you work out, it opens up your lungs, and it's like da 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 da. And they kind of were ending the episode on that. And then Finn was like, well, I smoke weed. And it was the fact that, he said weed. He didn't say cannabis. He didn't say anything else. He said weed. Like, and they ended it on that, and Cody was laughing. Like, you could tell he was about to spit his drink out because he didn't expect it. So as I said, like, it's not just it's not just a plant conversation, but it's it's a job conversation, it's a sports conversation, it's a health conversation, and it's just a social conversation. Is that I hope we can reach the point where we can talk as regularly about cannabis and like a setting where there's alcohol, like, and that it is an adult choice, and that it should be reflected as that. So kudos to Finn for being the guy people wouldn't have expected. So that's the other thing too, is that I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like once he said, yeah, I can tell I can tell family, but otherwise, I wouldn't have really pegged him as someone that probably would smoke. So that's pretty cool. Like, they're just like us. And I said, especially doing it on Cody's show, knowing that Cody's show does get a lot of looks, but at the end of the day, it is sponsored by an alcohol brand. So it's one of the situations where I was really surprised by that aspect too, is that it is sponsored by an alcohol brand. But as I said, it's for adults, 21 and ups in the United States. In other places it's not 21 and up. It's whatever they consider adult. But kudos to Finn. Thank you for leading the charge. And I guess I hope one day, especially when you get out, come smoke one with us, or you want to start a brand or something, holler at me. But hey, Finn, welcome to the family.
All right. And lastly, what I want to talk about, I'm gonna get your opinion. I want to get people in the comments opinions too for these real quick. But I'm gonna run down these real quick, and you guys tell me who you think gonna win. So for the number one contenders qualifying match, 4 matches to go to with a Saturday night main event in Montreal before they have the Royal Rumble in Riyadh. So these upcomings on SmackDown are going to have 4 number one contender matches, or 4 matches, like a tournament style, where the winner of each goes into a fatal 4-way for the number one contender to decide the number one contender at Saturday night main event in Montreal, to then wrestle and become the number one contender and wrestle Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. But yes, I'm gonna run these down. You guys just let me know who you think gonna win. So Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. Who you got winning?
I'm gonna take Sami because it's
Sami for sure.
I'm gonna take Sami.
Yeah, Sami.
Sammy due for one anyway.
They don't want another Montreal screw job.
Okay. Next we have the Viper himself, Mr. Randy Orton versus The Miz. Who do we have winning? Anybody got The Miz winning? How about I say that? I asked that.
No.
Question.
Hell no. And if you did,
The Miz
it'd be an upset, and it would be an unexpected thing. And I don't want them playing them games with my man Randy no more.
Miz is my guy too, but no, I'm sorry, Miz.
Yeah,
Miz, go take a seat.
All right. Let's see. Hold up. I gotta delete some. Hold on. Remove. And then remove. Okay. Next up we have, who's this one? Returning Matt Cardona against Mr. Trick Williams. Who y'all got winning this one?
Sorry, Matt. You getting your first L as Matt Cardona, so you picking up.
I'm hoping
right
we stay on this.
We going with Trick.
Yeah,
Trick Willie.
Anybody? How do we feel if Trick loses this match?
I would feel devastated.
I'm not gonna like it because I don't want it to start giving him an excuse to bury him.
It better not
Mike
be clean.
Cardona, no offense, he's kind of a bum, Zack Ryder bitch ass. Like, so if he loses to him, it's gonna make Trick look weak.
So, Bia, you
I'm
said.
just trying to be
I mean,
real.
I agree with her, but Bia, you saying it couldn't be clean? I don't think he could beat him at all. I don't think Trick can lose his match.
No,
Like,
I mean,
Trick
well,
loses
that's
his
the
match.
first thing. That's the first thing.
I
Trick
think
should not
Trick
lose
beat
his
him
match.
clean.
Yeah, if we're talking in real life.
But you know, if he beats him clean, and that's we're gonna have a whole different conversation next week.
Trick beating him clean.
I just want to see a trick shot 1, 2, 3. Trick and cheat, but then let it lead to a trick shot. And lastly,
Yeah, because he's a heel, so he's allowed to do that type shit. Like he can cheat and all that shit. He can do the legal move or something.
Lastly, we have Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa. I'm interested.
Man,
to see
Solo, my God,
Now
but I
this-
feel like they're gonna have him lose to him. I feel like they're gonna have him
Now
lose to
this is
Damian Priest
tricky.
for some fucking reason. Yeah,
This
is
tricky for me as well
nobody.
because
they both coming off of wins.
if Damian wins, though, there's Trick's the only heel in the match.
Right.
I don't know if you want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Then
You're right.
I was on the you only get in a feud because there's a payoff to it. And I was like, well, the payoff has got to be a championship opportunity of some kind. So that was my initial thought process. However, Damian now needs another feud. He now needs something else to do. And if you're not going to see him in any type of championship match whatsoever, then have him lose, but have him get screwed. Like, you know, pick any member from the MFTs. And Solo wins the match. That gives Damian his next feud. Definitely not Black. But it gives him his next feud. And now we got Damian at least going against some of these MFT guys other than the Y6. It just keeps the storylines going. That's my opinion. So I think Solo wins this.
I think the winner of this is the winner for the pinfall. I think whoever wins this match takes the pinfall on Saturday main event. So
whoever wins this match, they're going to lose the match on Saturday night's main event.
Yes, that's my call.
Okay.
Because I think I think if you say you go the route where Sammy wins in Montreal, right? Because these are two places back to back, he might win the title on Royal Rumble. Real talk. Like Sammy might just go now, let him win the title instead of going to the Rumble and doing all that. And then you can work your way to WrestleMania where he could lose it. You feel me? Like he can lose the title, just getting the people what they want, and it's two places or whatever. But if Sammy does win, then you can set up a Trick and Randy feud out of that when they don't get pinned and all because they out beating each other up or whatever like that costs. And I think this guy's the guy that should take the pinfall, whoever wins here. And that's it, yeah. So I would say what was that brought to us, but I won't got that no more. So let's just go straight to the questions and comments.
Sponsored by True Classic.
Always wanted to try True Classic, but hate shopping online? Keep watching. You've probably seen our ads online. Look, I get it, you're skeptical. I mean, is everything we sell really as soft and well-fitting as we say it is? If you need to try us before you buy us, True Classic now has stores nationwide. Visit one of these stores and you can fit, feel, and outfit a bunch of our customer favorites. So don't wait for shipping or worry about how much to spend. Visit one of our retail stores today and see the True Classic difference for yourself.
All right, shout out to True Classics. We only have one comment today, and that's from Equisition. He said Stranger Things was a Raw on Netflix anniversary special. WWE tried their best. Facts on that one. And if you have any other questions and comments about anything we said, and it's after the show is ended, the live stream, definitely hit us up. Y'all will hit you back up as long as it's respectful. We'll reply to you. We definitely will. We reply to everybody, basically. Have no problem doing that. But thank you, everybody that watched the show today. We appreciate everybody. It's another episode down in the books. Another great week of WWE. Well, an okay week of WWE product. I guess more, what is it? Is it a positive week of WWE where it looks like things gonna be better in the upcoming weeks and all. So we'll see what goes on. But do us another favor, y'all. If you're new around here, I can't say beside BA's left shoulder, but down there beside the picture on the left-hand side, right-hand side, you'll be looking at. But hit that subscribe button down there. Also hit that like button while you're at it to let people know that you enjoyed this product, and we can get other folks to watch our product as well. We appreciate you so much for trying to grow our channel. Hit the notification bell while you're at it so that you're always notified of when we drop this. We normally come on and have shows on Sunday afternoons around 3 p.m. But sometimes we have other times because we do have lives and families and all that type of stuff. So things happen. But yeah, also if you're into other stuff, we have other channels. Follow my guy BA with the rest of the 695 crew. Calvin and Larry on Get Off the Damn Fence, where they talk about all things, but mainly sports. They have shows on Wednesday evenings. Check them out. They're trying to get their subscriber counts up. Everybody, we're all trying help our brothers out, and I guess our sister. Also follow BA as well. Click this. BA, my guy Rel, Big J, and Will on Cosby Geek, where they talk about all things in geek culture and movies and television. They have shows every Tuesday evening and Saturday morning. Y'all check them out. They do great content over there. All these shows, great content. Y'all, you enjoy all of them, and they're all interactive. Also follow myself and Rel on Cap and Crown. We talk about all things new school and old school basketball. We're talking about the current NBA right now, the dynamic, everything that's going on. We show NBA games in the Discord. Follow our Discord, follow our socials, follow everything in the links as far as in our description. Like I said, Discord, watch parties. We have watch parties for all WWE events. We also do show NBA games over there. We have a whole little party and a little community over there. So come on over there, check us out. All you have to do is be a subscriber of the channels, of one of the channels. Come on over there and say what's up. But I think that's it. Maybe anybody else got anything else they want to say before we end the match or in the show? But it's in the match.
Well, we're trying to get in the habit of doing color commentary with the Monday and Friday shows. So definitely catch us in there. If you need any information about our Discord, as always, it is in the description.
Yes. So
we're gonna try to at 200 subs.
We're almost there. 200. We're trying to get to 200 so we can get to 500. But we appreciate everybody that's been subbing, liking, doing everything. We appreciate the interaction. We have been growing, and we have noticed. Like I said, we'll be back probably tomorrow with a watch along on YouTube. Check us out. Just follow and subscribe and notification bell, all that stuff. Maybe doing it as well on Tuesday.
And you can comment. We don't bite.
Comment. Yeah, definitely comment. We love to talk to folks. And SmackDown as well. We'll be doing one for SmackDown. So check them out this week. Come on over to Discord and talk in the Discord and all. And we'll see y'all then. But with all that being said,
wait a second. Don't TNA premiere this week on AMC?
Is that this week? Is that this week?
I'm thinking. I'm not sure.
If that is this week, then yeah, we should be then Thursday as well too.
Did we in there for the Did we on for the Discord? All right.
Joe, but yeah, we'll be showing it.
All righty.
Thursday. I hope it's only 2 hours at most. It'd be nice if it's an hour and a half. But yeah, we'll be there for that. We appreciate y'all. This is We Talk Combats, y'all. Well, we are the best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube and anywhere else. We appreciate everybody watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, podcast listeners everywhere else. We'll be back next week, same combat time, same combat channel. And we out, y'all.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, man. We WTC, baby.